Welcome back, my friends. Unfortunately, in today's video, we have to talk about a Russian propagandist by the name of Gonzalo Lira. This has hit the mainstream news. Here's an article from Newsweek. Who is Gonzalo Lira? Pro-Putin American expat dies in a Ukrainian jail. And the individual who's been pushing the story of Gonzalo Lira is Tucker Carlson, the only man with the distinct honor of being fired from 4 different networks: PBS, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. So he now publishes on Twitter, hoping he can't be fired from Twitter, and on December 9th he published episode 47 about Gonzalo Lira. And Tucker, shocker, left out some important details. Here we are a month later, and Tucker has followed up. Gonzalo Lira Sr. says his son has died at the age of 55 in a Ukrainian prison, where he was being held for the crime of criticizing the Zelensky and Biden governments. Gonzalo Lira was an American citizen, but the Biden administration clearly supported his imprisonment and torture. Several weeks ago, we spoke to his father, who predicted his son would be killed. It's the usual suspects online rushing to Gonzalo's defense. Here's Alex Jones. Journalists, it's a grammar error, an American citizen Gonzalo Lira has died in the hands of the oppressive Ukrainian regime. The Biden-run U.S. government did nothing to help him while he was tortured over the past year. News of his death was met by leftist celebrations. We've even got Elon Musk talking about Gonzalo Lira. An American YouTuber has been imprisoned for 5 years in Ukraine and allegedly tortured for making videos. This is not okay. All of this stuff gets community noted because it's factually inaccurate. Gonzalo Lira was arrested on May 1st, not 5 years ago. And Gonzalo was arrested for taking pictures of Ukrainian military positions and sending them to the Russians. He's a spy for Russia. And I'm going to share a video showing who the real Gonzalo Lira is. This might be difficult to watch, so if you want to skip ahead, I'll put a timestamp down below, but this is the real Gonzalo.
I'm lucky enough to get fan letters, and one fan letter in particular really struck me, so let me read you a little excerpt. But just from the message, you can tell that he's salt of the earth. Hard-working fella, just decent as the day is long, you know what I mean? And of course he's gonna get fucked over by whores and damaged women. Of course! Whores and damaged women are gonna light on a nice guy like flies on shit. Yeah, of course, of course. Women, especially damaged women, especially women who are narcissists, i.e. attention whores, yeah, they're gonna go for a guy who is going to give in to their demands, who's going to give them all of his attention. He's going to, who is going to be there for her all the time. Yeah, because that's what these women want. They want a guy who's their slave. And of course, nice guys are the ones who are damaged and ruined and destroyed by these women. Yeah, not assholes like me. Assholes like me? Yeah, you know, when a woman gets uppity, when she becomes too demanding, we're like, next. And the women know this, see? The women, the narcissists, the attention whores, the women who are severely damaged and who need all of this attention from a guy, they're not going to come to a guy like me because they can smell from a mile away that I'm not going to put up with their shit. See? And what happens is that, see, the woman is like a fucking black hole in terms of his emotions, his money, his time, his attention, everything. She just sucks it all away. And they might be great in the sack. Sure, they're going to have, you know, at least some fucking fringe benefit from a crazy chick, right? But yeah, they'll be good in the sack, but in every other aspect of a guy's life, they're going to be fucking disasters. No, he's not worth his weight in gold. He's worth his weight in shit, because that's the amount of shit that the poor bastard is going to get from the damaged and attention whoring women who are going to take advantage of him. Don't be that guy. I mean, I understand you're a nice guy and you want to be a decent guy, upright, moral, all the rest of it. But you have to bring out your inner son of a bitch. Yeah, you got to bring out the inner asshole. Yeah, because that's the only way you're going to survive in the current sexual marketplace. Yeah, you are not going to survive by being a decent guy. And you're going to marry her and she's going to squeeze out maybe 1 or 2 or 3 kids, right? And then she's going to get it into her head that she's unhappy in her marriage for whatever god-awfully stupid reason, right? And decide to divorce rape you, yeah? And of course, since you're a nice guy, you're going to be unprepared for a divorce rape because will you have set up, any kind of trust or any kind of foundation to guard your assets against divorce rape? No. Will you have set up a limited liability company so that your employer pays your salary through it rather than directly to you, and therefore you can, separate your income from yourself and be able to, move money around and not get fucked over when you go to court for the divorce? No. So you're going to lose between half and 3/4 of your salary to this fucking damaged woman, and you're going to work like a fucking animal. Your family will be gone. Your ex-wife is going to start cock-hopping, and your children are going to be severely damaged by the woman that you were dumb enough to marry, all because you didn't have it in you to be the asshole you needed to be. So be the asshole that you need to be. Simple as that. And then you realize that these guys got fucked over. I mean, they got ass raped by some whore, some attention whore, or some severely damaged girl, because you don't have enough of the asshole in you to handle her. An asshole like me, yeah, no problem. I can handle him fine. I'll laugh about it, right? And I won't have any compunction about, fucking over some attention whore, some crazy ass chick, and just dumping her and forgetting about her. Absolutely. Because you can't. You cannot fix her. No matter how hard you work at it, no matter, counseling, this, that, the other, you cannot fix her. Don't be so arrogant and blind to the truth. I hope this helps.
So I want to thank Gonzalo Lira for demonetizing this video, but I had to show you guys who he really is. And he's a pickup artist. Like VH1 the pickup artist, Neil Strauss the game. For the last decade plus, Gonzalo Lira has been organizing workshops to train Western men how to target impoverished Eastern European women for sex. That's who he really is. That's how he made his money. That's what he's been doing with his life, probably since 2008 or 2009. Gonzalo Lira was living in the city of Kharkiv, and he loved living in Ukraine for 2 reasons. 1, cheap cigarettes, and 2, he thought it was easy to target Ukrainian women, 18, 19, 20-year-old women, for sex. And he would advertise online that he was this master guru, so if he could get sex tourists from Western Europe to visit Kharkiv, he'd show them around and show them how to get Ukrainian girls to sleep with them. That's who Gonzalo really is. And this video I showed you is from this video right here. Why Nice Guys Attract Whores and Damaged Girls. This was published on Gonzalo's channel. His pickup artist name was Coach Red Pill. On December 7th of 2021, this was 2 months before Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. So Gonzalo was a pickup artist in the city of Kharkiv, and as soon as the Russians invaded, you're probably not going to get any Western tourists to come to Ukraine for targeting Ukrainian women, so he had to rebrand. He had to switch up his business model. He does have a Patreon, Coach Red Pill, and he has 527 paid members, earning him, let's say, $10 each, $5,700 a month, just from his pickup artist BS that he was selling to people. But with the war going on and sex tourists unable to come to Ukraine, he decided to start talking about the war and promoting Russian propaganda. Here's his channel on YouTube, Gonzalo Lira again. And as far as being an investigative journalist, this guy never left his apartment. The information that you or I have access to on the internet is the exact same information he was providing in his videos. Yes, he lived in Ukraine. Yes, he lived in the city of Kharkiv. But he never left his apartment. And this is the kind of stuff he was posting online. This tweet is from April 22nd of 2022, so almost 20 months ago. For the truth about the Zelensky regime, Google these names. If Gonzalo actually believed that President Zelensky was a Nazi and that innocent people were being abducted and murdered for speaking out against his government, then he wouldn't have stayed in Ukraine. He would have left the country. But the fact that he could tweet this and then remain in his apartment in Kharkiv, unmolested, for another year before he finally got arrested, it shows that he wasn't taking the threat serious. He didn't actually believe what he was saying. Now, how did he die? Here's a handwritten note explaining how he died. It wasn't from torture. The Zelensky government didn't kill him. According to Gonzalo's own words, he states that I have had double pneumonia, both lungs, as well as pneumonia thorax and a very severe cause of edema. All this started in mid-October, but was ignored by the prison. They only admitted I had pneumonia on December 22nd. I am about to have a procedure to reduce the edema pressure in my lungs, which is causing me extreme shortness of breath to the point of passing out after minimal activity, or even just talking for 2 minutes. So Gonzalo was in his mid-50s, he was overweight, and he had been smoking 2 packs of cigarettes for decades. And it's the wintertime, and he got pneumonia. That's how he died. He had terrible lungs, and he got pneumonia. But really, it was the Russians who killed Gonzalo Lira. Pneumonia can absolutely be a death sentence when the country you are living in has been invaded by a genocidal state that has been targeting and bombing Ukrainian hospitals for almost 2 years. This is an article from May 24th of 2022. Russia's 226 attacks on healthcare targets in Ukraine is a pattern. We have a Wikipedia page, Russian strikes on hospitals during the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and according to the World Health Organization, there have been 1,422 attacks on the healthcare system of Ukraine. So did Gonzalo get the best healthcare he could receive while being a prisoner in Ukraine? No. The Russians have been deliberately trying to do everything to break Ukraine's healthcare system, bombing hospitals, the blockades at the border. The goal, stated on Kremlin State TV, is to stress and break Ukraine's healthcare system. If Russia hadn't been bombing hospitals, if Russia hadn't invaded Ukraine, and Gonzalo got pneumonia while serving time in jail, he probably would have survived. But that's not what happened. Additionally, there's people like David Sachs saying this. The Biden administration could have gotten Gonzalo Lira back with a phone call, but didn't lift a finger. Therefore, the Ukrainian government knew it could act with impunity. Still, the sheer brazenness to kill an American citizen in custody reveals a thuggish and unmoored regime. Serious question. But Gonzalo was released on bail back in July. He then violated the terms of his bail, trying to flee the country. But he had access to his phone and the internet. Did he ask the US government for help? In order to receive help from the US State Department, you have to want help from the US State Department. Did Gonzalo ever try and get returned to the United States? There's a process. They're called Foreign Service Officers. When a United States citizen gets arrested in a foreign country, an FSO will come visit you in jail and help you get representation and make sure you're being treated fairly. So I'm guessing when this low-level 30-something FSO went to visit Gonzalo Lira in jail, did Gonzalo ask for help? Did he want to be returned to the United States? Or did he call this FSO a Biden Nazi thug and then sent him away? To get an American citizen out of jail in a foreign country, that's a lot of time. Emails and paperwork and phone calls, calling in favors. Was Gonzalo belligerent with this FSO from the State Department? Or was he cooperative and begging for assistance to be returned to the United States? There's no evidence that Gonzalo wanted help from the US government. What he wanted was to be released from jail and then granted political asylum in Hungary. Hungary never granted this. Hungary wanted nothing to do with Gonzalo Lira. So yes, the US government didn't help him get out of jail, but there's no indication that he wanted to be returned to the United States. To the best of my knowledge, he's not been back to the States in a very long time. So yeah, that's how the story of Gonzalo Lira ended. He was a misogynist and a terrible person who promoted Russian propaganda to make money. And then, while selling pictures of Ukrainian military positions to the Russians, he was arrested and died of pneumonia in jail. Should he have died? No, but that's the story. There's not really anything else to it. That's all for this special video. I'll put some links down below if you guys want to do some more research for yourself, including Coach Red Pill's Pickup Artist channel. He's got some banger videos here you might want to check out, such as Never Tell a Girl That You Like Her, Girls with Tattoos, The Truth About Older Women, and Never Date a Single Mother. Channel's still here. You can watch these videos. That's all for this video. Take care, everyone.